Hello. Yeah. Uh, how are you? That was quick. Literally only just got on and I'm starting to paint the mech guns. So how are you and how's your week been? I don't know if you can see the camera on this thing's rubbish, but it's it'll do until I can afford to get something a little bit better. No, it's all good. It's always good to find out what other people are up to and how they are. I think we all need it, especially in these times. Yeah, I'm doing well. Staying safe and keeping busy, which is always good. I've got two of these things to do, which is always a good thing. Because it means what I do is, once this one's dry, uh, I can start the second one. I've only got two left, so what do I actually know? I can't remember. I think I've only got two left. So I have to double check. Might end up having to paint some more, like they say, if I've left the others in the cupboard. But these are the two I'm doing tonight. And the idea will be that they shouldn't look wooden by the time I finish. It'll be very hard to tell that they're TT combat by the time I finish, is the hope. Because I know some people can be a little bit funny, but I think if they look good enough, model-wise, and you can't tell, then that's all that matters. But there are a few out there that like everything to be spot on and all GW. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but sometimes money, and I'm a big advocate of TT combat because of the cost of these things and the savings you make. Not that I don't like the GW models, but when you go down the route of getting a dozen or so, it gets expensive, or can get expensive. So that looks pretty much two wheels done on this one. Not very, as I said, just trying to make sure that when I finish, unless you really. No, you shouldn't be able to tell that they're wood. And that is the plan. Yeah, I have a video going up next month. You might have seen it on the Unification channel, the Orc Garage, how to build that, and then I'll be, of course, during one of these hangout sessions in the future, I'll be painting it. I'm going sort of Badlands theme with it, or more. So yellows and oranges. I'm hoping to get some Badlands tools. I've been waiting about 3 months from that Element Game Storm. Because they're waiting on stock. One of those things down to COVID. Ooh, something's popped up. Oh, great storage space. Yeah. I like the there's a lot of Orc stuff out there. It's quite good, cool, and maybe next month I'll invest in a 3D printer just so I can start getting myself cheaper versions of the stuff that I want. Because to be honest, I want 3 bombers, and I want a bit of yeah. So I think a 3D printer would be a cool addition. Especially as I've played D&D as well, so the amount of money it will save on models and things. And I'm thinking of getting 3D terrain printed for the D&D. So we'll see how that works. Yeah. Drop it. That's a good idea. Got 3 wheels painted so far. Hello, Duffy. How are you? Yeah, I think so too. I think it's going to help a lot because it will save a lot of money. It's not just Orcs, is it? I mean, it's as I said, I play D&D, so I'm looking at particular models and classes, so that when I play a character, I've got a model, because that can be quite expensive as well. So, how are you anyway, Duffy? And what are you guys currently working on? Oh yeah, terrain. We're playing as the group I play with D&D with, at the moment we're playing Dragon Heist, and the Dragon, part of that, we own a pop bar, 12 Skull Manor it's called, and it's pretty impressive. So I wouldn't mind 3D printing it. I've seen a copy out there, so the files are obviously out there. Onto the second one on the wheels anyway, and this will be doesn't take long to do, and that allows that one to dry. Well, I like doing it this way, and as I said, I like to try and make sure that it doesn't look woody. And I think that's the worst thing for me if I go and somebody looks at it and says, "Is that's wood, isn't it?" And then I haven't done a good job on it. Whereas if I can get it and they go, "Where did you get that?" And then you tell them and they say, "That's MDF." That's pretty good feeling. Not going to be perfect, but then nothing I paint is ever perfect. Oh, neck bombs. Yeah, I'm hoping to get come. I'm hoping that lockdown starts to ease after March, and me and Nick can get to play a few games and catch up. I hate not playing, and I'm having to reread all the rules and just to stay on top of them. And of course, we've got new releases coming as well. I'm just wondering when, because the Drukari was supposed to be end of January, wasn't it? But that's been pushed back a cut, and it will sort of be you won't actually get them to probably February, even though the pre-orders going up this weekend, is it? But we'll see. Any idea on what's next? I haven't seen, to be honest. I know they're bringing out more Space Marine stuff, but which will probably mean at some point they'll update the Space Marine Codex to include all these new units they're planning, unless they're already in there. I haven't really seen them because I don't need it for the Space Wolves, but we'll see. And Dark Angels, yeah. Some of their stuff looks good. But is it the Raven Wing stuff? They've always been pretty tasty. Be interesting to see what rules they get. and what sort of secondaries they getting in their codex. I've had a look at I've had a look through my mate's next one. The only secondary in there I think probably worth taking is the is it the stealth operative one, the with the canoptic units? I think that's probably scoreable. Yeah, and getting a decent points return every game on it. Yeah, I think Chaos are due sort of in the next month or two. I do expect the Chaos Space Marines. One now you've got the Death Guard one. I think, but I mean, it's the Xenos ones I suppose I care more about, even though I've got 1,000 suns, and I do have some Chaos units that will go in nicely with that. It's not just them I'm interested in. I'd like to see the new Orc one. I'd like to see what Tyranids get. I imagine Tau will get a. But I mean, I suppose the longer the Orc one takes to come out, the chances are the better it will be, because the codexes tend to improve, or they did last edition, as with each new release. They improved upon them as they got through them. Yeah, new system actually. Sisters are pretty good anyway. I mean, do they need much more? I thought Grey Knights was another one front line game sort of suggested was coming up in around as well, which would be interesting. And I suppose with we're doing it in sort of in a reverse order. Those that got early ones last time will probably get late ones this time round. Sort of even things out. I don't know. That sounds interesting. But it's got probably some decent weaponry. Warsuits tend to be pretty cool. It's whether it's any good on the tabletop, I suppose. Might look cool, but does it have the rules to go with it? The rules and the points to go with it to make it takeable. That's very much for me. That's the thing. Where I'm not really a painter, or if I'm having a model, I want to use it on the tabletop. I don't want to just have it for show. But that's a different story, I suppose. This I'm falling in in this kitchen, and I've been relegated to the kitchen. My wife said, no more videoing in the front room, I can't watch TV. So today, poor old me in the kitchen, and it's hot out here. We've got a radiator, and I was cooking earlier, so. Alright, so with the wheels done, I'm going to be using that Venetian purple, and that's going to be for that front bit. And then, of course, there's going to be highlights on it eventually. But I mean, it's so. Have you either of you been playing? Have you got games in? I think me and Nick have had one game, and then we of course we got put back into lockdown, so it might have been 2 games, but it wasn't many, which is always a pain. And we always pain is my main thing. That's where. So I try and refrain from painting and that, because I am not a great painter. So well, I don't do much on the channel. Because I feel a little bit of a fool telling it, showing somebody else how to paint something when my attempts are awful. But so unless it lose out on content, but at the end of the day, I think staying true to what I am in the hobby is probably better, because I only build and paint if I have to. If I can't get somebody else to do it, or I haven't got the money to get somebody else to do it. I mean, if you sort of, I think if you see my Thousand Suns, I've got somebody to do that. They did a fantastic job on that, and Nick did some of my orc characters, which are fantastic. So, but I'm liking the new contrast paints as well. So I mean, they make painting, especially infantry models, really good. But we'll see. I'll show you this in a minute once I've got inside this one, because you can tell me what you think. Even with this quality on this camera, which isn't the best, but you should be able to tell. what it's like. I'm not too worried about the back of it because unless you're picking it up and looking at it. But let's have a look. That's a purple. I don't know what that looks like. In my end, it looks pretty crap. But yeah. What do you think of the new Disgusting Resilient? Is that a? Have you tried that yet? No. On paper, it looks pretty sound, but I mean, I always like the involved and then an extra save. So, or just to shrug it made certain units really good that way. Be interesting to see how the new one pans out. It's quite hard to tell until you actually get into games and you see the results on the tabletop, I suppose, because sometimes on paper things can look deceiving. But and I'm always wary about that. I always try and do crunch and numbers before I play to see if actually it's better or worse than it looks on paper. I don't mean again where I play and I play, yeah, I can't afford to spend money on units that aren't going to perform on the tabletop. So I have to do that, even if I like the look of them. I've been to a few tournaments and did that in the park when I first started out, and it doesn't work out. You might have fun with those units, but you're not going to win the tournament with them. And if I'm going, and that's well, you have the aim this year, if I get any tournaments in this year, which I'm hoping later in the year, is to I'm hoping sort of I want there's a team on, and I'm hoping I can get Darren from Twisted Dice and Ace Race and me and Nick as a team on. But again, it depends on the on where we are on the vaccine rollouts and etc. Because it's all got to be safe, and And the tournament was well run last year and it was really safe, but at the moment it wouldn't be able to run. So we'll see. We'll see where the restrictions are in March time, and hopefully we can get a few in. Hey Dave. What those phone trays like? I've got GW and I've also got the KC case and phones, which is pretty similar. And I am thinking about magnetic trays as well for most of it. Always looking at transport options. I don't know what you guys use to transport. I have been thinking about buying magnetic strips and putting in bottom of a case. Just tidying up a few bits on this. I can't have it. Can't miss any, can I? And I'm also doing the inside rims. With this Phoenician purple at first. It's always hard to tell what you'll end going to be, but I'm quite liking the black and the purple. No, they go quite cool together. Let me see. It's always good because I'll pick up a few spots on this as I go along doing this. Good. But how are you, Dave? Anyway, what, other than doing a bit of tidy up, life treating you well, keeping well in COVID, physically and mentally, because it is hard. But unfortunate, I still get to work, I suppose. So sometimes I do wonder. With when I see what I've got to work with. Oh, that don't sound good. The super glue burnt through it, did it? I suppose I'm going to have to look at what I'm doing purple, to be honest, because certain bits will need to be. I hadn't planned what was going to be purple or what wasn't. I sort of pick up a model and decide as I pick it up and have a look at it and see what I thought this unit would be purple. I've got a green unit of 4. And I'm now going to have a purple unit of 4. Maybe I think that's the thing, or colour-wise, you can have some real fun as well as the conversion, because of their thing with colour. I've never. And I always go underneath just in case somebody picks the model up and has a look all over. The same as if I do a tank, I paint inside, because there will always be somebody who paints who wants to look inside to see if you've painted inside. Yeah, it's shutdown's pretty hard. Our local one has now. What we were doing, they were meeting up at the local dice shop that had tables, and I've played a couple of people here. So before last year, at the moment, that's not possible. So I'm going to. But I'm doing this is just trying to make sure it looks pretty cool, so inside and out. So we've got a pretty full house, so my mother-in-law's for Christmas. She can't go back because of lockdown, so which she's not coping with too well. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I usually cut out. I did with some of my Zangles. I had to cut out. Unfortunately, the way I cut them, they suit some of my orc pain boys and weird boys with the staffs. I always make it easier. I suppose you could magnetise, but then it's a pain of and just put the bits in the box, and then you've got to try and figure which bits go with which mini. But it is an option. Nick clicking and magnetising. But can't knock it, can you? It works, and it saves breakages, and it transporting here. It looks sensible in the long run. And we'll see. You might see a little bit of paint or something, but it's very hard to. And that is the main framework for this done, or this one anyway. So double check. You can always use a tiny spot. No, I hate that. You're gonna back over it at a later date. But hey, Essex boys, how are you? I'm sweating at the moment. I'm not too bad, but this kitchen is boiling because it's like a sauna. But where I used to work in a -23 freezer, I don't feel the cold, and I still do to some extent because I've got to put some deliveries away in there. So I always spend a little time in there just to. So always take a paper and a cup of tea in a flask, and then I disappear in there, shut the door behind me. I left for 40 minutes. I bothered. If I wanted. I'm not saying I do that very often, but I have done it just to test out that theory. You know, the coats you get in the Arctic. They take you to a pit, and then they're coming out every 5 minutes because rubbing their hands because it's cold. I'm picking a half hour and don't usually have to come out to rub my hands. Some people know. Well, the wife hates me for it because I don't have. It has to be really cold for me to put the heating on. Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, lockdown's a bit thing for everyone, but I cope with that quite well. I'm sort of an antisocial bastard, so not seeing people doesn't bother me. I can see them, but I can just as easily do without, which is surprising given the work I do, and people don't suspect. Good acting. I mean, the wife constantly says to me, "How do you get away with it?" Because and I said, "Because I'm good at what I do. I'm good at putting an act on." And then when I get out to the freezer, I throw the cages around literally because people annoy me. I don't deal with idiots. They my is pretty much non-existent, especially for idiots. So as I said, I don't do idiots. It's like, really, you seriously. I think so. I mean, if you oh post, I used to be a postman. well, a long time ago. Don't get. We had a delivery driver here from DPD. I don't mind naming the company because he and the wife saw him. She was going out, come to the top of the road. He turned around at the top of the road and didn't even bother coming down the road, and then said he couldn't find us. Yeah, you stay safe too, Essex. Nice. Thanks for popping by, and you stay safe too. And hopefully, I'll catch you. And you never know. One day, once all this crap's over and we get to travel, I'll bring my stuff over and give you a game. I'm sure I could find something for her to do while I'm come over and give you a game. Wonder, is that such a good idea? That might be a bit expensive. Oh, I might have to change my voucher. But as long as I can get. I don't think I'll get a whole in the purple, but at least the leg voucher will do the grating and the stands, which is the most thing. I'll show you in a minute where I am on it, on this one. On this grating here. Oh, look at that. I do wish I had a little bit more of this though. But you'll see it on the pictures. So you'll get to see other than what I do on pretty quickly. I'm just wondering whether to try. Like that. I know I've got a few bits to do on the main gun yet, but that will do. And the same with this second one. Yeah, so I prefer the matte varnish, to be honest, to the gloss, but it depends on the mini. What I tend to use is the Stormbreaker, and then I use like a and do it by hand, and then purity seal it afterwards. But again, you've got to have, might have been an issue. I don't know what temperature it was where you were using it, or and where it was stored. But I have heard that it can do that. I don't know about that particular make, but oh, you used an airbrush, yeah. Again, that's strange. Yeah, I would have thought on an airbrush it would have been pretty straightforward, but in the varnish, as I said, or maybe I have something else in the holder, and when you did it, it mixed together and clumped. Maybe a little bit of over paint, but otherwise I can't be sure. Because most of my varnishes is either from a jar or a canister. So, as I said, I get a few issues with the spray cans, but that's normally just distance and temperature thing. Right, so I've got a little bit to do a gun barrel purple actually. Sod it, I like the idea. And then I'll have to go around and highlight. But I think it's a good idea. Sure, you're not wanting to. I'm not wanting to miss too much. You should see when I do yes, I mean, I I do get some of the sprays, especially if they're cold, sort of get powdery or clumpy. So ranges GW have brought out. So I always try and make sure that the temperature's the same, and but so they all my spray cans are stored with in bags, in felt line bags, because it just I get like the hot water holders, and I usually put them in there. I say bags. and that usually keeps the temperature in the winter, because my hobby cupboards got an outside wall. It gets cold in there. It tends to keep the spray cans at an even temperature, and I don't tend to suffer from an issue anymore with that powder. But I have noticed when if I try painting outside in the winter, that gets an issue. And where we are in Portsmouth, it's quite windy. It can be quite windy, and it's not. Yeah, might have done. It's a good point. It's always hard to tell, isn't it? I mean, I know when I go back to hand washing the dishes, I am ultra fussy with it. I get it under magnifying glass to make sure I've got everything off and it is absolutely 100% clean. I will wire that wife or mother-in-law hand wash, because they tend to miss tiny bits. When I'm pedantic like that, it just, I don't think annoying is a word, but you know what I mean. I wish it wasn't like that. But yeah, I mean, I've done it before with paint on the brush and gone to do the next mini and realised I hadn't cleaned the brush. Hoping that's not something that is rectifiable for you. I mean, it's a pain when you spend so long doing them and then you get into that stage and a little thing like that ruins all that hard work you put in. Not too bad. 3 of us in there. That's pretty good going, considering remote it away thing. Only I am new to this, so I just found that they wanted me to use, not on this laptop anyway. This is a voice, so, and it's not huge. It's another one that memory is crap, and small memory and small cake. It does for the moment. It does until I can afford to. Son wants a gaming computer, so look, I'll get you this computer. I want to use it for X, Y, and Z. You can have it for your gaming. I can have it for video editing, live streams. Mind you, he's got thousands of followers on TikTok, but because of his age, he can't. He went live the other day, and they banned him immediately because of his age, which he was so gutted on. That's all he was waiting to do. Well, hit that 1,000 followers and then go live. Tries to get me to do TikTok dances with him. Dad, it might bring new users to you. No, I ain't doing silly dances on TikTok. Bad enough at family parties. And gets together, I'll make a fool of myself. With my dancing. Yeah, let alone doing it on the viral, on the video platform. All right, you have a good night, Dave, and good luck. Oh, have I nearly done? Oh, I'm just waiting on Coach to finish and dry so I can do. Yeah, here we go. Look, well, just waiting on achieving to dry. Right, that'll do. I can't see much more. Right, that's the main part of the tank's done anyway. I suppose I've got to clean up my hands in a minute myself. I'm going to be highlighting. Not bad for an hour. I've done being on an hour. I didn't realise. I've done 2 tanks, or got to a stage where I'm happy with 2. That's all I've got. I'm doing now. Gin Steel Purple. That's and just highlight if I can the outsides of this. Yeah. So we're highlighting, not doing too much, just so that the outer it should be. And I'm hoping by doing it, yeah. And you'll see what I'm trying to achieve, hopefully. Oh, yeah, I'm just trying to highlight now before I do some nifty things. Try and see that. So, that's the idea anyway. Probably still too much white on the paint inside. Yeah, so I'm trying to. Right, so that is pretty much that one done. I'm hoping to get more on. Yeah, I'm trying to highlight just a little bit, and then I'm going to use a new colour that I absolutely think is fantastic. in a minute, and that's that Tesseract Glow. So I'm going to be giving that a yeah. I am still live. I've got, but there's not many people on there. Not the whole world to go and see you. But yeah, no. So now my plan is to just try quickly to use the Tesseract glow. You know, you need me to move the back of the chair around. Sorry. That's all right. Now I'll try and get that Tesseract glow. I'll still like this. This gives a cool. And you'll see where I'm. That's all right. No, didn't do that very well then. But I'll sort that out at a later date. It's really hard, but hopefully the effect will work. I'm hoping to put up a how to build one early in the that's probably better than this. Yeah, I'm quite liking the look of this. Yeah, I'll let you have a look in a minute. You can tell me what you think. It's a little hard, especially on certain bits. But hopefully you'll see. I'll tidy up some of this, but we'll see. I'm actually liking the effect. I'm hoping that gives it a cool effect. I'll let you tell me. it's going to be difficult to get it perfect, but I like the idea behind it anyway. I'll let you tell me what you think once you see it, if you can see it on. It's I like the test. Like, what do you guys think of it? Have you used it on anything? You can see on this one when I finished what I'm trying to do, and let me know whether it works or to forget it. So that's it. And on the wheels, saw that effect on them. Obviously, I don't know how well you can see that with this camera, but that's what I'm trying to achieve. I've still got some tidy up on this to do. What do you reckon? As I said, I don't know how it comes out on the camera. I'm going to call it in a little while because I'm getting tired. I'm going to leave it another 9 minutes or so, which should get me up to completing the bit I'm doing here. It's been good hanging with you guys and chatting. And thank you for coming on and doing the same. Oh, look at that. You're a messy bastard. It's all right, I don't. Oh, no, thank you for coming on and supporting me, Monday to, and the same for everyone that's been on and chatted. And as I said, I'm not a great painter, but I always like just general chit chat. It breaks up the monotony of the day when you're not working and you've been at home all day. The wife ends up wanting to kill me, and I end up wanting to cheerfully fire her sometimes. That's the way it is. When she's been on furlough, it's about time she goes back to work, but she is just about to be soon. She's had enough of being at home. I can't do any vlogging videos or anything really hard because I did it the other day and she moaned yesterday. She said, I've been quiet most of the day for you when you're videoing. And I was like, really? You listen to the playback in the background, I can hear you all the way through the video clips. But bless her, I love her really. Be without her. It's not with her all the time either. But we got a good deal. Any model I buy, she gets the exact equivalent in money to go and do whatever she likes. It's a nice fair deal. Means I have to do lots of overtime, but hey. No, I'm not a Picasso. I'm more of a butcher. Cutting up a lump of meat, those sort of hands. But when needs must, I haven't got the money to pay somebody to do these models. And it gets expensive. I had my son's army. I mean, if I went to a professional studio, it would have cost me triple what the guy charged me for the same sort of quality. So, and I do, and as I said, I've got Nick to paint a few things for me, which has been good. He's reasonable and he's actually pretty good at what he does. I like it's good. I don't know if you've seen Nick's. Yeah, I get the ideas. It's just carrying them out. So I'll have an idea for something and then think, how am I going to try and pull that off or get close to pulling that off? I don't know, but I've nearly done anyway. So as I said, I haven't got much on these to do now. This is probably the last major, apart from a bit of highlighting, but that'll come at a later date. Oh my gosh, mash it down a little bit of that. So that, and again, you can see the wheels. I like it. I like it. I'm quite impressed with that actually. That looks pretty awesome. So thank you guys, and we're nearly at an hour and 30. I'll wait until we get to an hour and 30, then I'm going to call it for the night. this lot away. I've got to sort of then get to wash my hands and clean up. But I'm not far off that being done. Oh, let me go and get some tissue paper so I can, and then I can use the back end of the paper to. I'll be back in a sec. Yeah, so what does I'm hoping that, yeah, it looks good now. Just now clean to do on these. I've got a few more buildings to video coming up of the garage. I don't know if you've seen on the Orc pages and these Facebook pages. I've posted the Orc buildings on there. You can do it on the. I don't think there was any point in doing it on the Space Force pages. With being Orc buildings and that. But I'll see them in the back racks when I get to them. Right, we're at 1 hour and 30. I think that's not bad. We've had a few people on. I've enjoyed your company and enjoyed talking to you. Well, the plan is to do this weekly. Not necessarily paint, but just come and hang out, chat. And hobby. So thank you. You have a good day and being on and chatting to me. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.